gentlemen, let me introduce to you the Cinema Snob.
Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, 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 Cinema Snob. Five movies you got it. Thank you very much. Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, rock, Cinema Snob. Rock, 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 Cinema Snob. Five movies you got it. Thank you very much.
So how was your weekend? That's nice. I spent mine watching Unidentified Flying Oddball. Could have been worse. I could have been watching that shitty new King Arthur movie, but I thought I'd go with the more realistic version. Unidentified Flying Oddball. Not familiar with Unidentified Flying Oddball? The film is a wacky 1979 Walt Disney picture where Dennis Dugan stars as a spaceman who goes back in time and ends up in Camelot. That's right, before Dennis Dugan was primarily known as the director of every other Adam Sandler movie, he was an actor, mainly known for his roles as Richie Brockelman, Private Eye. He also married Maddie in Moonlighting, and let's not forget his role as Chris Halloran in The Howling. Plus, he was the lead role in Unidentified Flying Oddball. Unidentified Flying Oddball is one of the numerous adaptations of Mark Twain's A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, which was also used as the inspiration to everything from Army of Darkness to Black Knight. All practically the same movie. And judging from this poster, I'm guessing this is the most accurate adaptation of the source material. This movie is gonna be chitty chitty bang bang to Mark Twain's Tucker, a Man in His Dream. I think I've seen one of these in the porno spoofs, only they weren't flying through space. Or is this really space?
Ignition. We have separation.
Holy shit, he's a giant! A giant who has great ideas about space travel.
Stardust should definitely travel faster than light, which, as you all know, is 186,283.4 miles per second.
Yes, that's nice. Will the CEO please stop playing with his toys? This is a vacuum cleaner company. But why on earth do we need robotic moths in space?
Stardust will actually collect atoms while in flight, ionizing the medium ahead of the craft and guiding the ions into the intake area.
That's too complicated. Let's just create a great race from New York to Paris. But there seems to be some difficulties here.
You intend to put fine young American men into that untried contraption and shoot them out of this world into some never land?
Well, if it makes you feel better, they get a free pack of Lucky Strikes, 15 pounds of red meat, and a flag pin. Leave it to 1979 Disney to still film their movies in 1963 vision. And there's Dennis Dugan as Tom, the robotic engineer, getting all the blood rushed to his head before he makes Chuck and Larry. Tom is put in charge of creating a robot that they can send into space, but all he can come up with is making the opening credits. Thank you, Tom, for creating cheese from mac and cheese. Step 1, make it ticklish. Step 2, make sure he's hilarious at riffing movies. Check that. Mr. Skywalker needs this hand replacement stat. Whoa, what happened? Did it suffer severe burns? Well, back to his lessons.
This is a woman. I am a man. That is a woman. You are modeled after me. She is the opposite sex.
You must talk down to one of these at all times, and once they start feeling good about themselves, bring up their sex life and point out their chubby thighs. Time now to get a look at this robot in action. Oh, now you're speaking my language. I have a degree in Charles rocket science. The robot named Hermes is also played by Dennis Dugan. I suppose 2 Dennis Dugans is technically better than 2 Adam Sandlers. Unfortunately, Hermes doesn't want to go because he just realized he's turning into a young Mark Harmon. He could be a TV star. So Tom comes in to talk to his body double. Doesn't seem so bad in here. The shuttle is made of delicious hard candy. And that's not all it has.
What's this? Hermes?
The wonderful world of Disney! I'm sure something stupid will send them both into orbit. Nice to know a rocket can be sent into outer space the same way Jason Voorhees can be brought back to life. NASA seems very concerned.
We can't abort this mission now. Just make yourself comfortable.
For 30 years?
Oh, it won't seem that long to you.
Apes are gonna take over our planet in a matter of days. You're much better off in space, Tom.
Well, I have to go. Trimble, you probably won't have much to report until you reach Star Vega, but keep in touch.
But
This was all just an elaborate ruse to send Dugan into space before he could make Grown-Ups 2, isn't it? Pfft, more like 2001: A Space Travesty. Oh wait, that's a much worse movie. They're leaving behind the marble from Marble Madness for some shenanigans.
Oh, I'm sorry, Hermes. Your timing pulse staticizer probably got jammed by your radix when you bumped your head.
Dennis Dugan is not Ron Howard. Poetry. Visual fucking poetry. And the effects only get better from there.
It's the sun, rising and setting.
Well, so everyone on Earth is dead, I guess. Meanwhile, in 6th century AD, bear with me, a young woman named Sandy hides her favorite duck because Gilbert Gottfried keeps trying to supply its voice. One thing leads to another, and Tom has ended up in medieval times, or at a Renaissance fair, whichever has the best turkey legs.
Now you've done it! Fly for your life! Oh, please, take me instead.
Oh, sure, you say that after you tried sacrificing your pet to the spaceman. Michael Palin and Terry Jones are furious someone is honing in on their Arthurian territory. Again, being poked with a giant wooden rod is old news to me at this point, but not when it's in a Disney film. Seems like a normal day in Camelot.
Isn't that right, Father?
I think so too. What is that? They keep doing that.
Don't mind her. She's just getting over a case of the sweating sickness. Her entire family is dead. And now more temptations to reference Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
That's Camelot?
It is?
King Arthur's Camelot?
Mm-hmm.
On second thought, let's not go to Camelot. This is a silly film. It's only a model. Huge tracts of land. The shot where they're repeating John Cleese running to the castle over and over again. Oh yeah, and she wants to see Merlin the Magician because she thinks her father is the goose, and Merlin could possibly change him back. You still with me? And here's Merlin, ready to fuck up my platforms in Super Mario World. Merlin is played by Ron Moody, who also played Merlin in A Kid in King Arthur's Court. Because if there's 2 films that you'd want to share continuity with, it's either of these 2. Camelot has never looked so Petticoat Junction before. They're playing dress-up on Green Acres. This castle's idea of a red wedding would be accidentally spilling strawberry jam on the table dressing. Or stupid jokes like this.
You know, I think I could sell this a little better if I could get this helmet off. Do you have a wrench around here?
Wench. There's several wenches about the castle.
I said wrench, not wedge! Hopefully he can convince them that he's not a monster.
Now, America is another continent approximately 3,000 miles from here. Columbus's ships will be named the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Behead the spaceman for not starting his speech with spoiler alert! Look at how riveting the rest of his speech is. If you think you're tired now, try watching In the Name of the King after this. Tom gets taken away for bad comedic timing. I'm sure Sandy will break him out. Oh, sure, break out Dennis Dugan, a guy you just met. We've been here for 10 years! What's not to love about this guy?
Do I look like a monster to you?
No, not so much anymore.
You didn't see Just Go With It. Uh-oh, she wants to leave. She just realized he's a giant dork. But now he gets to witness medieval torture.
He wants me to confess I killed one of his deer. If I confess to his charge, I must forfeit all my properties to him.
I had a feeling this movie was going to turn into Flavia the Heretic. What the fuck? I can't wait for the disemboweling scene. This is Sandy's father, by the way, so he isn't really reincarnated as the goose. My suspension of disbelief has returned. I totally believe this is 6th century AD now.
Was it the Wright brothers who discovered radio?
I think not, Your Highness. That was Babe Ruth.
Drunk history isn't as funny since it started being sponsored by the Burger King. Tom is about to be burnt at the stake, except for his porn.
Hold that till I get back. There's some very good articles in it.
Disney scores another hit with Unidentified Flying Oddball. It's fun for the whole family. So let's light this sucker on fire. I'm not sure which movie he's being executed for. I'm running out of films in his director filmography, so benchwarmers, I guess. I'm sure he'll be fine. Dennis Dugan being burnt at the stake because he traveled back in time to Camelot. After 10 years of doing this show, these movies still find ways of surprising me. Oh, you mean he doesn't burn to death? I thought for sure he was gonna burn to death with no ass jokes. Dang, there was an ass joke. Didn't see that coming. Thankfully, he's getting help from Sandy and Conway Twitty. King High School English professor is hot on his tail, but wait till he finds out Tom can also pull a sword from the stone.
Oh, I knew it!
You knew that a man would come from outer space to pull a sword from the stone? That's the opiates talking. Oh, now our King Herod actor is here for the local church's Christmas play. Oh my god, a round table, just like in that Clive Owen Bruckheimer movie. Tom magnetized Mordred's sword, and yes, it saves him from being killed, but it also gives the kids some wacky slapstick while they're enjoying their sugar rush. I haven't seen shenanigans this zany since Sam Witwicky pratfalled over a table because of his slapstick watch. How's this gonna end? Dead. Anyway, they're friends now. Tom tells King Arthur not to trust Mordred, you know, the guy who fell.
He's got some poor guy spread eagle on the rack trying to force him to confess to poaching so that Mordred can rip off his land.
What?
Your Majesty, could you try giving a shit? Mordred says he's not really torturing prisoners, as he says in a torture dungeon, and who wouldn't trust 70 Sandor the Hound? But Tom knows how to get people on his side.
This is yours to keep, if you'll help me get out of here.
You'll be masturbating ferociously from now until the end of time! A family picture! Only one thing can solve this problem. The wizard needs to join Waldo to find his missing scrolls. Or jousting. Sure, jousting will work too. with a little luck from Sandy.
It would make me most proud if you'd carry something of mine into battle.
Whew, easy, Cannibal Holocaust! Wait, that's not Tom, that's Hermes. He sent in a ringer, more like Bill Nye, the science guy. Though Sandy is taking a liking to Hermes.
All right, Hermes, that's enough.
Hey, you're the one who programmed it to cockblock.
You feel soft.
I feel soft. That's it.
That's what we call pillow talk, baby. Any other awkward lines?
Later.
There's not going to be any later, Hermes. Remember, I can turn you off as fast as she can turn you on.
Rated G! I'm sure the robot can handle himself in a joust just fine. Tis but another Holy Grail reference. You can tell Tom and Hermes are close. Tom doesn't give a shit if the robot gets decapitated.
Well, at least it's out of its misery.
What are you talking about? The movie still has 40 minutes left. Oh, you mean the robot is out of its misery. But Tom reveals true proof of Mordred's treachery.
King, I'm here to present documentary proof that Mordred here is acquiring territory, arms, and men for a takeover.
Careful, you're putting your audience to sleep again. Can we just try burning you once more? Now to help Tom get back into space. Merlin may be an all-powerful wizard, but he is also very good at obeying signs. Tom still tries to convince Sandy that her father is alive and not a goose.
I told you I saw your father in the castle. I talked to him.
Are you certain? He's about 12 stone and 5'9".
He may be a little taller than that now.
Because he was tortured. Anyway, so long, King still not giving a shit about this movie. It's because he doesn't get any romantic scenes like this.
I got some LPs in there you probably haven't heard. Fleetwood Mac, Rolling Stones.
Oh, never mind, we can't afford to play any of those songs. If you want a rockin' soundtrack, you'd be better off with another space movie. But who can say no to that Dugan charm?
I took Mona Shanks to the senior prom. Struck out there. I've got a good job. What more do you want? I am just an average American boy. Don't you understand that?
You're 33! Ah, this'll fend off Mordred, an orgasmere. That fire's gonna spread! So many of them are gonna die! You just lost half your guards because the castle fell over onto their heads! And it's all your fault! Merlin invites Sandy to his lair to tell her he skinned her father and kept his skull, and to cook her for dinner and have sex with the goose. Now Merlin can steal the death ray, which they were stupid to leave behind in the first place. Good thing they're almost to space. Excellent. Now if only you were an inch tall, you could blast off right away. Look at how much the king still gives a shit.
I got it. King, I need your armor.
Oh, really? The answer is no.
Well, then Mordred will reduce Camelot to dust.
Well...
King Arthur, as excited to save his kingdom as he would be to settle on a rerun of the Brady Bunch because the Partridge Family's not on tonight since the game is on a delay. Good job, Tom. You're a perfect condom ad.
Sire, something approaches the camp.
Something?
It has two eyes that light up the night, sire, and make strange breathing sounds.
Fuck, it's the Zohan. Never mind, the Zohan is better at flirting.
Sandy, in case I don't pull this off, I just want you to know that I really groove on you. And my idea of heaven would be to split a pizza and a six-pack while watching the Super Bowl on television.
Thanks, Philip J. Fry. Shut up and give me my money back. Anyway, a tree falls in the woods and makes a noise. They try to escape, but are caught by Little John. Could this be the end of the unidentified flying oddball? This is enough time for the enemies to sneak into the castle. Good lord, there's so much feces under there! Tom crushes Oaf's brains against a rock and introduces Sandy to the power of a blue screen. Hopefully no one gets hurt.
Look, son, it's Tom!
Dead! From here on out, he truly does become the Cosmic Avenger. Why does he even have a rocket chair or a death ray? This plot is falling over like dominoes. Fuck you! And then more people die as they're thrown from the castle, and I still haven't found Waldo anywhere. People have their bodies crushed in a gate, Tom stays safely in the air like a coward, and I can't tell the heroes from the villains. I hope the villains are the ones getting their flesh burned off their skin with a rocket engine. Jim Dale is just practicing for his latest role in Carry On blasting hot air in my face. What on earth is going to defeat Merlin before he starts passing out BIM marks?
Oh, say, can you see?
America. Fucking America. And magnets! Can't forget the magnets! The magnets are here for more slapstick. Oh, thank Christ! This movie even put the orgy to sleep. They're so victorious, one guy is waving his sword. Tom takes proof that he went back in time. Look at this picture! He took it at a dinner theater production of Lion in Winter. But now it's time for that tearful goodbye.
So many things I'd like to show you. My old MG, and my 10-speed.
His Playboy collection. Oh, and she gets her father back. I don't care. This movie is gonna make it to 90 minutes, even if it causes me to jump off the castle ledge myself. He's even got a goodbye gift for Clarence.
Oh, thank you, Hermes. This is a token of our appreciation.
He can't masturbate to that. I guess the movie had to make Merlin a villain, otherwise he could have sent Tom back into space around the 20-minute mark. Man, I'm so sad he and Sandy didn't end up together.
Dear Hermes, I think you are sweet and I will always remember you fondly. But there can never be anything serious between us. I have given the matter a lot of thought and I like Tom best.
Not that it matters, she's already fucking that goose. Wait, the goose is on the ship? Which means that if the goose could survive, Sandy could survive the trip. So they turn this sucker around, and Hermes plots to murder the both of them. And that's the end of Unidentified Flying Oddball. This movie wasn't exactly written by Mark Twain, but was clearly written by our generation's Mark Twain, Don Tate, who wrote exactly the movies you'd think he wrote. While the film was originally released as Unidentified Flying Oddball, later releases on television would retitle the film The Spaceman and King Arthur, namely when it was aired as part of the Walt Disney Wonderful World of Color. Pfft, wonderful. This movie is so stupid it would have gotten an A on Cinema Score. But it was still better than Jack and Jill. Thank God we'll be back to more gruesome bloodshed next week with our Alien Covenant tie-in episode. Now this will be a Patreon poll episode, so if you want to take part in the poll, click on the link below or visit patreon.com/thecinemasnob, where you can choose between either Luigi Cozzi's 1980 film Alien Contamination, the 1995 movie Alien Terminator, the Asylum's Prometheus mockbuster Alien Origin, or the story of how an alien invasion disrupted the lives of a group of Chicago friends in Windy City. But before that, I guess I should leave you with something stupid, since I just watched Unidentified Flying Oddball.
I will keep these remains for my laboratory.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/StonedGremlinProductions. Follow us on Twitter at The Cinema Snob, or check out our homepage at thecinemasnob.com.